You ever scroll Japanese home listings and think, hold up, that whole house costs less than my car? And you're not just surprised, you're suspicious, or you think it's a scam. Like, is that price even real? What's the catch? So here's the real question. Can you, as a foreigner, actually buy a house in Japan? Like, can you put it in your name, close on it, and get the keys? That's exactly what we're covering today. I'm going to walk you through the process step by step in plain English, especially if you're buying a place to live in Japan. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Mark, and I help people plan relocations and buy and sell property in the U.S. and around the world. And if Japan is on your 2026 plan, call the number below for free guidance. Now, before we get into the steps, here's why Japan is on so many people's radar right now. For most people, it's one or more of these choices. You want a calmer day-to-day lifestyle, cleaner cities, quieter neighborhoods. You want convenience, trains, walkable areas, life without living in your car. And you want safety, the kind of place you feel comfortable walking at night. And yeah, the food, the culture, the seasons. And here's the big one. Japan isn't one market. Tokyo is at a higher price point, but once you look beyond the most premium pockets, your money can go a lot further. All right, with that said, let's answer the big question first. Can foreigners buy a house in Japan? And as a U.S. citizen, yes, foreigners can buy property in Japan. You can own the land, you can own the building, and you can hold title in your name. Now, there is paperwork, but it's not a mystery. Japan is pretty structured once you understand the steps. Now, quick notes because this trips people up. Buying property does not automatically give you the right to live in Japan full-time. Ownership and residency are two separate issues, so if you're moving long-term, you'll still want a visa plan. But purely from a buying standpoint, yes, you can buy. Okay, now that you know you can buy, here's how to search smart. This is where most people mess up. They start with listings. They open up a website, they scroll for an hour, and end up more confused than when they started. So do this instead. Pick your lifestyle first, then pick the house, because you're not just buying a building, you're buying your daily routine. And before you even talk to an agent, decide these three things. City energy or quiet life? Do you want Tokyo convenience or a slower area where things feel calm? Train access or more space? Do you want to walk to a station or would you rather trade that for more land and privacy? Newer and simple or older and charming? Now, newer homes are usually easier. Older homes can be beautiful, but you want to be realistic about condition, upgrades, and maintenance. And if you decide those first, your search gets way faster and you stop falling in love with homes that don't match your real life. Now, let's talk money and real estate prices because this is the part that gets your attention. Here's the simplest way to think about Japan. It's not one market, it's a bunch of different markets. And Tokyo Center can be premium. But the second you move outward, your money stretches a lot. Just to give you an idea about price, around the Tokyo area, new detached homes are around $308,000. In Tokyo City, it's closer to $383,000 to up over $1 million. Resale detached homes around Tokyo area are around $271,000, and in Tokyo City, it can be around $473,000. Then look at cities like Osaka and Fukuoka. Osaka is roughly $254,000 for new detached and about $202,000 for resale. Fukuoka is about $239,000 and about $173,000 for resale. And to show how wild central Tokyo can get, new condos in Tokyo's 23 wards averages around $857,000. So what's the takeaway? Well, if Tokyo prices scare you, don't quit. Just zoom out. Japan rewards people who shop by lifestyle, not hype. And next, one Japanese specific thing you need to know. In Japan, the land and the building are often treated like two separate pieces. You'll hear two terms a lot. One is freehold, meaning you own the land and the building. Clean, simple, done. Leasehold means you own the home, but the land is leased, so you pay land rent. And if you're buying a personal home and you want the simplest ownership setup, freehold is usually the easier path. Not always, but for most first-time home buyers, it's the straightforward choice. Now, one more thing before we go too deep on the listings. For most foreigners, the buying part is very doable. The part that can get tricky is the money side, especially if financing. So if you're not living in Japan, think of this like two lanes. Lane 1 is cash buyers, usually the smoothest pass. Lane 2 is mortgage buyers. It's still possible, but it depends a lot on residency status, how your income is set up, and which banks will work with foreign buyers. So if you think you're going to get a mortgage, start that conversation early before you fall in love with a house. So what documents do you need to buy a house in Japan? Well, let's keep it simple. Most buyers need some version of either a passport and your proof of address where you live right now. Some form of identity and signature verification. Your agent will tell you exactly what's acceptable. And if you live in Japan already, you'll usually also use your residency card, your proof of address in Japan, and that's it. It's not a 40-document nightmare. It's more like get the right checklist, follow the step. Now let's get into the exact steps. All right, here is the step-by-step buying process. Step 1, set your budget and your must-haves before you tour anything. Know your price range and what actually matters to you. Because if you don't, every house starts looking almost perfect. And step 2, find the right agent. If you speak Japanese, that's a great start. And if you don't, it's even more important to work with an agent who does more than just translate. You want somebody who can clearly explain the process, walk you through your options, and help you make confident decisions along the way. Now, if you'd like to connect with my real estate colleague in Japan, Manabu, you can call the number below. I also did a podcast interview with Manabu here on this channel, so you can check that conversation out using the link in the description. He has many years of experience in the Japanese real estate market, and he speaks 5 languages, making him a valuable resource for international buyers. Step number 3. Pick your area and tour 3 to 6 homes. Even if you think you already know, tour a few. You learn the market fast by comparing what you get at different prices. And step 4, make an offer. When you find the one, your agent submits the offer and negotiates the terms. Step 5 is review the property details and disclosures. This is the boring part that saves you later. You're confirming things like boundaries, access, what's included, and any restrictions. And if the home is older, there's also where you want to think about the condition, repair history, and realistic renovation costs. And step 6, you're going to sign the purchase agreement and pay a deposit. Now, once you sign, you're officially under contract. Deposits are standard in Japan and is part of moving the deal forward. Step 7 is closing day. You pay the remaining amount, ownership gets registered, and you get the keys. That's the flow. So yes, you can buy a house in Japan as a foreigner. And if you follow a simple sequence instead of treating it like a giant mystery, it becomes very manageable. Now I'm curious, are you buying for full-time living, part-time, retirement, or investing? And where are you looking? Are you looking in Tokyo, Osaka, Fukuoka, Sapporo, or somewhere rural? Drop the city in the comments and I'll tell you what type of home usually gives the best lifestyle value in that area. I'll see you in the next one.